Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we focus on practical, no-nonsense health information for adults over 60 because you deserve advice that actually works for your body and your life right now, not recycled tips designed for 25-year-olds. Today we need to talk about something that millions of seniors get wrong, and it's costing them their independence, their confidence, and in some cases their safety. The belief that walking alone keeps your legs strong enough. Now, let me be absolutely clear before we go any further. Walking is a fantastic habit. It supports your cardiovascular system, helps regulate blood sugar, improves your mood, keeps your joints mobile. Nobody here is telling you to stop walking. Please keep walking. But here's what walking cannot do. It cannot reverse the muscle loss that accelerates after age 60. Medical professionals call this process sarcopenia. And all that word means is that your body is gradually losing skeletal muscle mass and strength year after year, whether you feel it happening or not. Starting around age 30, most adults lose roughly 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade. After 60, that rate doubles. After 70, it can triple. Walking uses your leg muscles, yes, but it uses them at such a low intensity that it doesn't trigger the biological signal your muscles need to actually grow back thicker and stronger. Your legs need resistance. They need a challenge. They need to push against something heavier than a casual stroll demands. The good news, you don't need a gym membership. You don't need dumbbells or resistance bands or any equipment at all. You need 10 minutes and a chair. That's it. And by the end of this video, you'll have the exact routine. 5 simple movements, each one explained step by step, so you can start today in your own living room at your own pace. Stick with me. This might be the most important 10-minute investment you make for your legs this year. So let's dig into why walking isn't enough, because understanding the reason will help this whole routine make more sense to you. Your muscles respond to something called progressive overload. That's a fancy term for a simple concept. Muscles only get stronger when they're forced to work harder than they're used to. Think about the first time you ever carried a heavy bag of groceries up a flight of stairs. Your arms burned afterward, maybe even felt sore the next day. That soreness was your body responding to an unusual demand. Tiny fibers inside the muscle tore slightly during the effort, and over the following days, your body repaired those fibers and built them back a little thicker, a little more resilient. That's how strength is built: damage, repair, adaptation. Walking doesn't create that cycle. When you walk on flat ground at a comfortable pace, your leg muscles are operating at roughly 20 to 30% of their maximum capacity. That's enough to maintain basic function, keep blood flowing, burn a modest number of calories, but it's nowhere near the threshold required to stimulate new muscle growth. Your quadriceps, those big muscles along the front of your thigh, they're barely challenged. Your glutes, the large muscles in your backside that stabilize your hips and protect your lower back, they're practically coasting, and your calves are doing just enough to push off the ground with each step. Compare that to standing up from a chair without using your hands. Suddenly, your quadriceps have to produce enough force to lift your entire body weight against gravity. Your glutes fire hard to extend your hips. Your core tightens to keep you from tipping. That single movement demands significantly more from your muscles than 15 minutes of flat walking. And that demand is exactly the signal your body needs. Here's where it gets personal. Weak legs don't just mean struggling with chairs. Research published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that lower extremity weakness is the single greatest risk factor for falls in older adults. Not dizziness, not medication side effects, leg weakness. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related death in Americans over 65. More than 700,000 hospitalizations every year. 1 out of 5 falls causes a serious injury, a broken hip, a head wound, a fractured wrist. And the devastating truth is that many of those falls could have been prevented with stronger legs. Your leg muscles aren't just for movement. They're your armor. They catch you when you stumble on an uneven sidewalk. They stabilize you when you step off a curb you misjudged. They give you the explosive push to recover your balance when a grandchild accidentally bumps into you. Walking doesn't build that kind of reactive strength. Targeted exercises do. Let me ask you something. In the past month, have you caught yourself grabbing a railing or a countertop to steady yourself during a moment you wouldn't have needed to 5 or 10 years ago? If so, your legs are quietly losing the battle against gravity, and the sooner you address it, the easier the comeback. All right, here's your routine. 5 exercises, 2 minutes each. No equipment except a sturdy chair. A dining chair or kitchen chair works perfectly. Just make sure it won't slide on the floor. Push it against a wall if you need extra security. And if balance is a real concern for you right now, stand near a countertop so you can reach out and touch it if you wobble. There is zero shame in using support. Smart people use support. We're going to go through each one together. Exercise 1. Chair-assisted squats. This is your foundation movement. Stand about 6 inches in front of your chair, feet roughly shoulder width apart, toes pointing slightly outward. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them straight ahead, whatever feels natural. Now slowly lower your hips backward and down, like you're going to sit in the chair. Take a full 3 seconds on the way down. Control the descent. When your backside lightly touches the seat, don't plop, don't collapse, just a gentle tap. Immediately press through your heels and stand back up. Squeeze your thigh muscles and your glutes hard at the top. That's 1 repetition. Aim for 8 to 10, then rest for about 30 seconds and do another set of 8 to 10. The whole exercise takes roughly 2 minutes, including rest. What muscles does this work? Primarily your quadriceps, your glutes, and your core stabilizers. These are the exact muscles responsible for getting you in and out of chairs, on and off toilets, in and out of cars. This single movement, done consistently, can transform your daily independence more than almost anything else. If the standard version feels too easy after a couple weeks, try pausing for 2 seconds at the bottom, hovering just above the seat before standing. That brief pause eliminates momentum and forces pure muscle effort. Your thighs will feel it immediately. Exercise 2. Standing calf raises. Stand behind your chair and rest your fingertips lightly on the backrest for balance. Feet hip width apart. Now slowly rise up onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels as high as you comfortably can. Hold the top position for 1 full second. Feel that squeeze through the back of your lower legs, then lower back down slowly, taking 2 to 3 seconds on the descent. Don't just drop your heels. Resist gravity on the way down. That lowering phase is where a tremendous amount of strengthening happens. Perform 12 to 15 repetitions. Rest 20 seconds. Repeat for another 12 to 15. Your calf muscles are critically important for balance and for generating the push-off power that keeps your walking stride strong and confident. Weak calves are one of the hidden reasons older adults begin to shuffle rather than stride. Shuffling increases your risk of tripping on rugs, thresholds, cracked sidewalks, all those small surface changes that a strong push-off would carry you right over. If you're finding value in this routine, take a moment and hit that subscribe button. We put out new content like this every week specifically for adults over 60, and each video is designed to help you stay strong, safe, and independent for as long as possible. Exercise 3. Lateral leg lifts. Stand beside your chair, one hand resting on the backrest. Stand tall, chest up, shoulders back, core gently engaged. Now lift the leg farthest from the chair straight out to the side, keeping your toe pointed forward, not up toward the ceiling. You don't need to kick it high. 8 to 12 inches off the ground is plenty. Hold the top position for 1 second, then lower slowly. Complete 10 repetitions on one side, then turn around and do 10 on the other. Rest briefly, repeat both sides. This targets your hip abductors, the muscles along the outside of your hip and upper thigh. These muscles are absolutely essential for stability when you're walking, especially when you're on one foot during each step. Every single stride you take involves a brief moment where all your weight is on one leg. If your hip abductors are weak, your pelvis dips, your knee caves slightly inward, and your risk of a stumble spikes. Strengthening these muscles creates a wider, more confident base of support with every step you take. Find the bottom step of a staircase, Or if you don't have stairs, use a thick hardcover book or a very low, stable platform, 4 to 6 inches high is enough. Place your right foot firmly on the step. Now press through that right heel and step your entire body up, bringing your left foot to meet the right. Then step back down with the left foot first, followed by the right. That's 1 repetition. Do 8 on the right side leading, then 8 on the left side leading. Rest. Repeat. Hold on to the railing or a wall the entire time if you need to. Safety is never optional. Step-ups mimic the exact mechanics of climbing stairs, one of the first activities that becomes difficult when leg strength declines. They work your quadriceps, your glutes, and your hamstrings simultaneously, and they demand real coordination from your nervous system. Your brain has to calculate foot placement, weight transfer, and balance all at once. That neurological challenge is itself a form of training that keeps you sharp and steady. Here's something important. If you're over 60, or if you're caring for an elderly parent, spouse, or loved one, the information in this video could genuinely be life-changing. Leg strength isn't a vanity issue at this stage of life. It's a safety issue. It's a freedom issue. It determines whether you can live in your own home, walk to your own mailbox, play with your own grandchildren on the floor, and get back up again. So please, share this video with someone who needs it. Send it to your brother, your neighbor, your friend from church. You might be handing them back a piece of independence they thought was gone for good. Stand with your back flat against a wall. Walk your feet out about 18 inches from the wall, shoulder width apart. Now slide your back down the wall until your thighs are roughly parallel to the floor, or as close to parallel as you can manage comfortably. Your knees should be directly above your ankles, not jutting forward past your toes. Press your lower back into the wall. Breathe steadily. Hold this position for 20 seconds. If 20 feels impossible right now, start with 10. If 20 feels easy, aim for 30. Rest for 30 seconds, then hold again. 2 rounds is all you need. The wall sit is an isometric exercise, meaning your muscles are working intensely without actually moving. This type of contraction builds endurance in your quadriceps and teaches your legs to sustain effort under load. Exactly what they need when you're standing in a long grocery line, waiting at the pharmacy, or cooking dinner on your feet for 30 minutes. Your thighs will burn. That burn is the feeling of muscle fibers being challenged past their comfort zone. That burn is progress. So how often should you do this routine? 3 times per week. Not every day. Your muscles need recovery time between sessions to repair and grow. Monday, Wednesday, Friday works beautifully. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday works just as well. Pick 3 non-consecutive days and protect that 10-minute window like it's a doctor's appointment, because in many ways it's better than 1. Now, what should you expect? During the first week, you might feel mild soreness in your thighs, your glutes, and your calves, a gentle, achy kind of feeling. That's completely normal and actually indicates that the exercises are reaching the right muscles. The soreness fades as your body adapts, usually within the first 2 weeks. By week 3 or 4, most people notice they're standing up from chairs more easily. The little grunt you didn't realize you were making, it starts to disappear. Stairs feel less like an obstacle and more like a minor inconvenience. Your walking pace might naturally pick up because your legs have more push-off power. By week 8 to 12, the changes become undeniable. Your balance improves measurably. Your legs feel solid underneath you in a way they haven't in years. Activities you'd been quietly avoiding, getting down on the floor with grandchildren, carrying laundry baskets, stepping over the side of a bathtub, they start feeling possible again. A study from the University of Michigan found that older adults who performed bodyweight resistance exercises just 2 to 3 times per week for 12 weeks increased their leg strength by an average of 28%. 28%. That's the difference between catching yourself when you trip and ending up in an emergency room. And let me say this clearly, you are never too old to start. Researchers have documented meaningful strength gains in adults well into their 80s and 90s. Muscle tissue responds to resistance training at every age. Your body hasn't given up on you. Don't you give up on it. A few quick cautions before you begin. First, don't rush the movements. Speed is not your friend here. Slow, controlled repetitions build far more strength than fast, sloppy ones. If you're swinging your leg during lateral raises or bouncing out of your squats, you're using momentum instead of muscle, and momentum doesn't make you stronger. Second, breathe. It sounds obvious, but many people hold their breath during exertion without realizing it. Holding your breath spikes your blood pressure temporarily, which is unnecessary risk. Exhale during the hard part of each movement, the standing up phase of the squat, the rising phase of the calf raise, and inhale during the easier part. Third, never push through sharp pain. Muscle fatigue and mild discomfort during an exercise are normal. A sharp stabbing or sudden pain in a joint is not. If something feels wrong in your knee, hip, or ankle, stop that specific exercise. Try a smaller range of motion. If the pain persists, consult your doctor before continuing. Strength training should challenge you, not injure you. Fourth, consistency matters infinitely more than intensity. 10 minutes 3 times a week, done faithfully for 6 months, will outperform a grueling 30-minute session you do once and never repeat. Build the habit first. The strength follows. Let's bring it all together. Walking is good for your heart, your lungs, your mood, and your circulation. Keep walking, but walking alone will not protect your legs from the muscle loss that accelerates after 60. Your legs need resistance. They need exercises that force your quadriceps, glutes, calves, and hip stabilizers to work harder than a casual stroll demands. The routine we covered today takes 10 minutes, 5 exercises, a chair, and a wall. Chair-assisted squats to rebuild your ability to sit and stand with authority. Calf raises to restore your push-off power and prevent shuffling. Lateral leg lifts to stabilize your hips and protect your balance. Step-ups to keep stairs manageable and your coordination sharp. Wall sits to build the endurance that carries you through long days on your feet. 3 times a week. That's 30 minutes total out of 168 hours in your week. Less than 1/3 of 1% of your time, for legs that hold you up. For a body that doesn't betray you when you need it most. For years, maybe decades, of independence that would otherwise slip away quietly, one weak step at a time. You walked into this video thinking your legs were fine because you walk every day. Now you know better. And knowing better means you have a choice. You can keep doing what's comfortable, or you can spend 10 minutes doing what's effective. Your legs carried you through an entire lifetime. Return the favor. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a new one. Drop a comment below and tell me, which exercise are you going to start with today? I read every single comment, and I'd love to hear from you. And please, share this video with someone you care about. Your spouse, your sibling, your neighbor who mentions their legs feel weaker than they used to. You might just change their life with a single link. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.